What's up, YouTube? It's me, the artisanmc, and today I'm going to review for you The Bad Batch, Episode 9, The Crossing. Now, I just finished watching this. I'm watching it, late, meaning I didn't stay up till midnight to watch this episode when it came out. Excuse me, I got burps. I didn't stay up late to watch this episode when it came out. I'm watching it on Wednesday evening. And like I said earlier today, I'm glad I didn't stay up till midnight to watch this episode. This season of The Bad Batch is really leaving a bad taste in my mouth. I'm really feeling like I'm just getting jerked around watching this series. Once again, I have another episode where nothing actually happens. Even the development for the characters was nothing. I mean, it's at base, it's about Omega being sad that Echo is gone and trying to turn Tech, who is the analytical brain, into being the emotional tampon so she can feel comfortable again. Look, dude, this was filler. Now, the Bad Batch go on a mission to this planet for Sid to collect a rare mineral. Sid just bought this mine, and they're here to get some of the ipsium, which is a rare mineral, in this mine that Sid bought. Now, once they get here and find the mine, you're getting that Omega is sad. She's sad, and some folks notice, some people don't really care that much, but they understand that something's going on with her. Once you're in the mine, you have Tech and Hunter in the mine finding the ipsium that's there and mining it. And at a point, you see that there's somebody watching them from the dunes. Fuck yeah. From the dunes beyond the mine. And it harkens back to the conversation Hunter had with Wrecker about there being some, bandits in the area. Now, while Tech and Hunter are inside the mine dealing with this ipsium, and then they call on Omega to come give them a hand with the ipsium, because Omega has to be in the middle of everything. The person that was watching them from the dunes comes up on the opposite side of the Marauder ship, and once Omega, Hunter, and Tech are leaving the mine and getting back out to Wrecker, they got their little haul of ipsium, and they're going to leave. They hear the ship, and the Marauder is being stolen. Now, the first thing that bothered me about this, outside of everybody trying to get their feelings about what's going on with Omega, since this show is pretty much turning into something about Omega, is them turning around and blaming Wrecker for the ship being stolen. Now, while this bothered me, it was absolutely ridiculous because they're saying he got the ship stolen, and even though he was on lookout, his lookout position where they were, you couldn't see the fucking ship. So it's absolutely stupid of me to watch these characters blame somebody for not being able to keep an eye on the ship when the person who flew the ship flew it behind rock cover, so it can't even be seen from where you are. Now, beyond that, there is a sandstorm on this planet. And since they are now stuck on this planet because has run off with their ship, they start walking to the nearest little outpost that Tech saw when he was landing, 40 clicks away. Now, during this walk, they have a little bit more discussion about what's going on with Omega and her missing Echo and whatnot, right? And we get to the Disney scene, I guess, which is a stampede in a narrow cavern. And they have to, find some way to climb up something to get out of the way of this onrush of animals. You don't know what kind of animals these are. I don't think we've ever seen them before, but they're running through the frame, and that's what it is. During this time, Wrecker drops the Ipsium that he has, and he's constantly getting chastised about how delicate all of this stuff is. But my thinking is, if it's that damn delicate, how can you mine it? How can you possibly mine it if it's that delicate? Once the stampede passes him, the sandstorm comes upon them, and they start running through this crevasse, and they find another mine opening, luckily. And they make for that opening. Now, while the sandstorm is all around them and Tech is carrying the Ipsium, he stumbles, he falls, he drops the Ipsium, and Wrecker goes back to save him. And Tech is complaining about grab the Ipsium, and Wrecker is like, forget that. Grabs Tech and takes him to the opening. And once he's in the opening, Wrecker turns back to get the Ipsium, and they see the Ipsium being blown by the sandstorm. He gets under cover, and the Ipsium is hit by a lightning crack from the sandstorm and explodes and barricades them inside of this mine. Now, once inside the mine, there's a lot of finger pointing and blaming going on about who did what. And the same trope again about how Wrecker lost the ship, even though Tech has not taken any responsibility for him being the one who dropped the goddamn container in the middle of the sandstorm. Even during that, we still got Mopey Omega around, and Hunter being a little less of the leader, but just being there. As Omega has a little tiff with everybody, gets a little pissy with folks, she goes off on her own. And going off on her own, she comes across another deposit of Ipsium that is in the walls and starts to mine it by herself because she just knows how to do this. Now, while Hunter, Wrecker, and Tech are sitting there trying to clear the rubble away from the door, they are chastising Tech about being wrong and hurting Omega's feelings. And so Tech sets off to go find Omega to do the right thing and apologize to her. Now, once he gets to finds her, he discovers that she has a bunch of Ipsium. And the place where she's mining, the Ipsium seems to be more pure than back at the mine that Sid bought. They're having a little conversation, and while Omega is trying to reach for this last little bit that she wants to get, she stumbles and falls over the side of the cliff into a blackness. And while Tech tries to grab her initially to hold her, she falls and he jumps right after her. Now, at the bottom of said descent into darkness is water. And then it blows them along the aqueduct into this small hole where they come to rest in the middle of this pool that is, the bottom of it is covered in Ipsium. But they get to sit there and have a little bit of a conversation about why Tech is not sad over Echo leaving or doesn't relate to everybody in terms of friends or family. Now, this was stupid to me. Stupid in the sense that because Omega got to connect with Echo and talk to him a lot and chat him up about all the rest of the stuff that didn't fucking matter, while everybody else was actually planning the missions and helping execute the missions. Because she is missing that now, she goes in on Tech about why Tech doesn't show feelings in the way he talks and only talks in the matter of fact in the numbers and makes everything really cold. Now, this was irritating to me because it is typical woman shit. Typical woman shit. No matter what the guy is, when her need comes up, she expects him to turn into something else. Tech is the tech guy. He's the analytical, computer thinking guy. He is not the emotional guy that's you gonna get to cry on his fucking shoulder. That's stupid. But I see a character acquiescing to that shit and really thinking about himself like, well, maybe I'm kind of fucked up. No. Maybe Amiga needs so much goddamn attention. Look. From there, okay, they find a hole in the wall, and it's a passage, and it leads to the outside. Apparently, all of a sudden now, after water and denser rock, Tech and Hunter have communication signals, so they actually are able to speak, and Tech gives Hunter instructions on how to get their gear and come to where he and Omega are so they can all leave this cavern. Now, short time passes and Hunter, Wrecker, Omega, and Tech are all reunited. They blast their way out and start walking towards the town that they saw. Once they arrive in the town, it is empty. Nobody's in this town. Tech has an idea to turn the satellite or the antenna that is there into a long-range communication, and they call Sid. Now, Sid does a typical black mother move, which is saying, I'm not coming to get you. You're going to have to figure it out. And leaves the Bad Batch, who are only on that planet because she needed them to do something for her, decides to leave them there until she can arrange some transportation. That'll probably take a couple of days. Now, from there, you have Omega repeating a line that Tech told her while they were sitting in the little alcove under the rock, and she repeats it like it's hers. Smiles, everybody smiles at her, and then they just move on. And that's the end of the episode. Now, if you think nothing happened in that episode, you'd be right, because nothing fucking happened in this episode outside of Omega being a little sad and trying to turn Tech into emotion. It was stupid. I'm really pissed off right now with this show. I really came in hot, really looking forward to this show because the first season was awesome. And this season looks like a bunch of rehash and filler episodes. I mean, this thing couldn't get over quick enough. Quick enough. So I'm a bit irritated with this right now. And I'm thinking about it now. I tune in every week expecting it to be better. You get blown away by something. And I am not. Nothing is actually doing anything for me. This story was filler. I see more action in 30 minutes on a Care Bears cartoon than this shit. I feel like, I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on with him. But that's it. That's my review of Bad Batch Episode 9. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. I'm artisanmc, and I can wait on seeing what happens next in the show. I really could. But I'll see you guys next time. Peace.